Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Kitsky. We begin with breaking news. We are following a plane crash near China Lake.
Where you have a smoke column visible from the station near Roberts Roost? Copy, start that direction. Sounds like it may be a plane down. We're taking a few pulls now.
I think we just had a major aircraft accident in China Lake. I don't know what's going on. But do we need to make a motion? Someone tell me if we need to make a motion.
We don't. Mick.
Then I don't need to make a motion.
Okay. So let's move on, Mick. If you need to step out.
I do.
Godspeed to you, Mick.
Now, according to Kern County Fire Department, they received reports of a downed aircraft right after 10 this morning. KCFD says they found the aircraft near Robbers Roost Rock Formation on the west side of State Route 14. They are working to contain a small grass fire that started from the crash. According to 1st District Supervisor Mick Gleason, one pilot was able to eject safely. According to CHP, they believe the aircraft to be a Navy fighter jet. We have a crew heading to the scene, and we will bring them on as soon as we can. And a man is in custody, escapes from a deputy's patrol vehicle, and he is still on the loose. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says the man escaped out of the car near Oswell Street and Pioneer Drive, just south of Sierra Middle School in East Bakersfield. KCSO says it started when deputies responded to a man attempting to steal a vehicle around 9:45 last night. Deputies apprehended the man and put him in handcuffs before placing him in the back of a patrol vehicle. KCSO says the suspect kicked out the door and escaped on foot shortly after. According to KCSO, air and K9 units conducted a search of the area. KCSO says the suspect is described as a man in his 20s. He was wearing a black shirt with blue sweatpants shorts when he escaped. Now to a fatal shooting in Rosemont. We now know the name of the victim. Home surveillance video shared with us by the victim's family see a man standing outside a home on Grandview Terrace. He begins talking to someone, then walks away. Moments later, you see the man running with a gun in his hand. According to the sheriff's office, the suspect, 38-year-old Rafi Dangelian and 25-year-old Lavelle Lawrence Myers, killed 25-year-old around 12:30 yesterday afternoon. Dangelian was arrested and booked on murder charges. And a 72-year-old woman is dead following a car crash on Highway 395 just north of Ridgecrest. It happened Sunday around 4:30 p.m. CHP said a Toyota Highlander going southbound on Highway 395 made a left turn to go into a rest area. The driver mistook a stop sign for a four-way stop and proceeded eastbound. That's when another vehicle hit the Highlander before it had time to stop. Young Shim was the passenger in the vehicle and was transported by medevac to Ridgecrest, but later died at the hospital. Drugs and alcohol were not determined to be a factor in this crash. And in Kern sober reality, a man was ejected from his vehicle while allegedly driving under the influence in Northeast Bakersfield. The California Highway Patrol says around 2:15 this morning, 22-year-old Lazaro Bustos lost control of his vehicle and hit a power pole while driving northbound on River Boulevard near Bernard Street. CHP says Bustos sustained major injuries and was arrested on DUI charges. Now, in your 17 Crime Watch, a former McFarland High School basketball coach who pleaded no contest to contacting a teenager to commit a sex act is due in court today for sentencing. Fernando Pruneda faces 2 years in prison and sex offender registration. 3 other charges, including lewd and lascivious acts with a child under 14, were dismissed under the plea agreement. According to court documents, Pruneda tried to get sexual favors from a junior varsity basketball player. The boy told detectives Pruneda massaged him as well as other players below the waist and threatened to deny him varsity status if he refused. The boy also told investigators Pruneda forced him to sleep in the same bed with him during away tournaments. And 2 men accused in the murder of a Lamont woman are due in court today. 47-year-old Jose Maldonado and 37-year-old Antonio Barraza were accused of killing 24-year-old Mary Cruz Mendoza. Her remains were found inside a home on Elmco Avenue. Investigators had been following up on a missing persons case when her remains were discovered. And the man accused of driving under the influence of drugs, striking and killing a tow truck driver along Highway 99 is due in court today as well. 48-year-old Grant Miller is accused in that crash that took the life of the 22-year-old driver, who officials say was helping a stranded driver on northbound 99 just south of Williams Avenue in Delano. The tow truck driver, whose name has not yet been released, died at the scene. And now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic here in Kern County. Public health officials announced 54 new cases and 3 new deaths today. The COVID-19 has claimed the lives of 413 people in Kern County since the start of the pandemic. Nearly 11,000 people are currently recovering at home, while 21 remain isolated in the hospital with more serious conditions. To date, the county has seen over 33,000 positive cases of COVID-19. And as the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases across the globe surpasses 40 million, 5 states, including California, are seeing a decline in new infections. The state's average of 3,039 new cases per day marks a decrease of 7% from the average 2 weeks ago. The state health department says California recorded 2,862 cases as of Saturday. The nation as a whole is experiencing an approximate 30% increase in confirmed cases, with New Mexico leading with a 133% increase from the average 2 weeks earlier. Now in your education news, Bakersfield College continues its series of financial aid workshops tomorrow. The online webinars are meant to help students fill out their FAFSA applications. Plus, applications are now open for Kern Community College District scholarships. The scholarships offer nearly 300 unique opportunities for students at local community colleges. For more information, visit our website, kget.com.
Welcome back. Take a look at our forecast on this Tuesday, and we've got a pretty nice start to the afternoon. In terms of the temperature, we're looking at a nice warm start. 82 degrees in Bakersfield as we cross the noon hour here. 77 in Owasco, 80 in Taft, and then for the mountains, 70s and 80s, and we will be in the upper 80s in a lot of valley locations this afternoon. Yesterday we had 90. We'll be close to that today. For today, 88 in Sacramento, upper 80s in Fresno, down to the south, LA and San Diego in the 70s. Vegas at 91, and right near 100 for Phoenix at 97. And for the beaches, they did deal with some morning fog, a little bit of cloud cover there, but throughout the late afternoon, mostly sunny and northwest wind 5 to 10, and they'll be looking at the lower 70s this afternoon. Now, when we take a look at the rain for the month of October, we didn't pick up any rain last year or 2018, 2017 only a trace, and 2016 we picked up about 1/4 of an inch. And in terms of rain, we didn't pick up any rain last fall until November 20th when we picked up 3/10 of an inch of rain. So hopefully we'll get it a little sooner than November 20th. Here's a look at the air quality today. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. Your AQI at 115. And today we'll call for the upper 80s in Bakersfield, 88, 86 in Delano, 84 out in Taft. And then for the mountains in the Kern River Valley, we'll look for easterly wind 5 to 10, 81 in Frazier Park, 70s, lower 80s out of the Tehachapi area. For the Kern River Valley, upper 80s throughout the afternoon. And then for the desert, sunny skies, a little bit of a haze out that way, and 88 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast. And the good news is we are going to see a cool down. Not so much tomorrow, 82 on Thursday, though. Some clouds come into play Friday through Monday, and it's Sunday, Monday I'm so excited about because we're going to be into the upper 60s. For the mountains, sunny skies through Thursday. We have 70s on the board tomorrow and Thursday, then back into the 60s within 50s. Are coming Sunday and Monday with a few clouds, and then for the Kern River Valley, we'll give you the 80s through Thursday and a big cool down for you as well. You go from 89 today to 67 as we round out the weekend. So something to look forward to.
I know I'm going to have to find my jackets and my pants and everything
I know
now.
everybody's had their jackets in the closet. Time to take them out. We'll probably need it.
Dust them off a little bit. And
towards the end of the weekend.
Well, I think we're all looking forward to that.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much for that, Kevin.
Yep.
All right, well, here at home, the city of Bakersfield is helping those less fortunate. Today, the Brundage Lane Navigation Center opened their doors, which can sleep roughly 150 people. The 67,000 square feet center received approval back in January of this year. Now, the center will help those in the homeless recovery by providing clients with medical and mental health care in order to secure permanent housing. Services are offered 24 hours for those struggling. Clients must be admitted. They will not accept walk-ups. We continue to follow that breaking news we first broke at the top of the show. An aircraft has crashed near China Lake. 17's Karen Wise live on the scene and brings us more. Karen, what can you tell us?
Well, Nicole, we're at the intersection of Highway 178 and Highway 14. It's in this relatively remote desert area of East Kern, and it was right west of me near a rock formation known as Robbers Roost, where a Navy fighter jet crashed earlier this morning. We've learned now that it was an F-18 jet with a single pilot, and that pilot was ejected safely. There were also no ground injuries or structure damages, fortunately, because we are in a remote area away from any buildings. All of this is according to Kern County Supervisor Mick Gleason, who found out about this incident abruptly during this morning's Board of Supervisors meeting. Now, multiple fire departments and personnel from China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station nearby were at the scene earlier, containing a small fire caused by this crash. Now, CHP is turning people around at the intersection in both directions, so we urge you to please avoid this area if you can. We'll certainly try to get a better look near that rock formation later today, and we'll bring you more details when we learn more. For now, live in Inyo Kern, Karen Hua, 17 News.
All right, thanks for that, Karen. Well, in sports, and then there were two. The Dodgers and Rays punched their ticket to the 2020 World Series over the weekend. The first neutral site fall classic starts tonight from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Both teams won in dramatic fashion, with each series going 7 games. This is the Rays' second World Series appearance. Well, the Dodgers have won the NL pennant in 3 of the last 4 years. Game 1 of the 116th World Series is tonight, starting at 5 p.m.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.